Welcome, Chaos Infinity viewers. We're going to do our retrospective of the MCU now that it is done, basically. I'm Ian.
Jeremy.
Josh.
Dale.
And since we're talking about this, if there's any movies you haven't seen, we are going to probably spoil a lot. So.
Like the back of a sports car, it has spoilers.
Well, the only movies I have seen are Iron Man 1, Doctor Strange, and Captain Marvel. So I will preface by saying that.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
Well, I've seen the good ones.
Well, and Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel wasn't bad.
Okay.
It wasn't good, if you ask me, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, well, that's because you haven't seen the 4 movies.
We're gonna set it. We're gonna set it like somewhere in the middle, but that's why I wasn't gonna.
I would
call
set
it
it in the
Yeah.
middle.
That's why I'm
call
saying
it.
do.
That's why I wasn't gonna call it one good ones. That's why I added it to them.
So I guess we'll just start with some thoughts about Phase 1. What was the best movie in Phase 1?
Personally, my personal favorite in Phase 1, Captain America, the first Avenger, was my favorite.
Mine's obviously Iron Man, so I praised the hell out of Iron Man. You haven't seen any in Phase 1. Maybe you saw Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Dale, what was the best?
Actually, I'd go with Captain America as well.
And the worst in Phase 1?
Hulk.
That seems to be the popular consensus. I'm on Thor. I like the Hulk better than Thor.
The Thor was a little silly.
Thor was a little slow.
Yeah. It was silly and
Till the
slow.
end.
It honestly felt like you had 20 sit-down adventures of D&D
Yeah.
in one movie. At least it felt like you were there for that long.
Dale, what was the worst one?
My opinion for worst one, since apparently they've made it canon, or they want to make it canon, or whatever, was that last one with the Fantastic Four title.
Oh yeah, if it's true that it is going to be canon.
If it becomes that, then I
Yes.
guess it would be technically Phase 1, wouldn't it?
I have no idea.
But maybe that's not actually something that will happen. But
You're talking about the one where they tried to do half body horror and then decided to renege on that, right?
Yes.
yes.
The one where they decided that we were going to just
When
start body horror and then decided that we were going to spend 2 hours watching computer monitors.
Yeah.
Wow.
The one that started with an interesting premise.
Look at all this interesting stuff that's happening over here. We're not going to focus on that.
Yeah.
What's that thing fighting tanks? Yeah, let's instead focus on Sue Storm moping about not being able to be seen.
We're gonna say that our villain is Doom, but he's really a nihilist.
He's a nihilist.
That was a nihilist, folks. Make no mistake.
Like buggish themed, wanting people to not touch his universe.
And I will say, I know it gets a lot of praise. I think the actual Avengers movie is highly overrated.
The first Avengers, yeah, kind of.
I'm not a fan
It was
of
there.
I'm not a fan of Joss Whedon's style of writing most of the time.
I think it got grandfathered in as a great movie because something that ambitious had never really been done before.
Except in the Godzilla franchise.
Nothing superhero-y has ever been done like that before.
Okay.
Good save.
And because of that, people gave it passes I'm not sure it really deserves.
Yeah, I didn't like about the Avengers movie was they completely removed all characterization. Every single character in that movie was just Tony Stark.
Even Loki.
Even Loki. Alright, Phase 2. Best in Phase 2.
I'm not sure it's in Phase 2, but I'll have to say Doctor Strange.
Strange is 3, I believe.
Okay.
Because it was post Age of Ultron, or Ant-Man. Yeah, Ant-Man was Phase 3. I still think Ant-Man should have been Phase 3. Age of Ultron should have been the end of Phase 2.
Yeah. I think Ant-Man was technically the end of Phase 2.
Was there a single new franchise made in Phase 2? Because it would have been Iron Man 3... Guardians. That'd be it,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That'd be it.
That's one.
Now I mentioned it, yeah.
I was about to say Winter Soldier, but that...
Yeah, so was I.
Guardians of the Galaxy. That would be the best
Guardians
one.
of the Galaxy, Winter Soldier, Iron Man 3, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man.
We know Thor 2 wasn't it.
Oh yeah, Dark World.
It was there, but it totally wasn't.
I think that's the worst of the franchise.
Alright.
Dark World?
Thor 2 was really bad.
Bad.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
It's unfortunate, but yeah.
Although it was fun seeing Jane Foster's first meeting with Loki.
Yeah. But you know what wasn't fun? The way they wasted Malekith.
They even had Christopher Eccleston in the role, the Ninth Doctor, and he blew it.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they dosed him with NyQuil before he started.
Yeah,
Wait,
because yeah.
I am Malekith, half asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his performance.
Half asleep, half drunk. One half sleeping, the other half is wasted. Although Ant-Man was fun.
Ant-Man was fun.
Guardians is still
Guardians was easy. The first Guardians was easily the
Crown
breakout.
jewel of
Oh, yeah.
Phase 2, yeah.
Alright, Phase 3. Best of Phase 3?
Best Phase 3, I have to say Doctor Strange.
I agree.
Same here.
I think Doctor Strange was my favorite of
Oh
Phase
man, that's hard.
I made a tie between that one and Black Panther.
I like Black Panther. I like to rag on Black Panther, but once again, that was just because that guy who threw the hissy fit.
When I did my, I gave it a fair
Josh-
review.
Josh's extremely positive review.
Because it wasn't perfect, and I'm a white dude.
Yep.
Apparently, I'm like the most bigoted guy ever.
Yup.
Now, Josh, they were crucifying people of color because they didn't say it was the next rise of Christ.
Yeah, really.
They really.
Black Christ.
Yeah.
'Cause, you
Christ was Middle Eastern. So.
know, yes,
Yeah.
I know, but
Yeah.
don't. We're white people. We can't get away with that.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be the big controversy on our channel. Hey, everybody! Jesus was probably Arab.
Yeah.
Oh, he was definitely Arab. He was born in Nazarene.
Yeah.
So,
But anyway,
Also, he was Jewish.
well, that too.
Christian. Here.
but anyway,
Yeah,
you know, and we're not going to get in trouble though, Ian. No one watches
that's
us.
true. That's
Not
true.
enough
we
people
gotta
watch it.
remember.
Was Civil War Phase 3?
Yes, I think
Civil War was the
I think-
worst of Phase 3.
I think early on it was.
Whichever phase Civil War was in, it was the worst of that phase. Civil War is the worst Marvel
Yeah, if
movie ever.
Ant-Man ended Phase 2, Ant-Man was,
was
in.
Yep.
So that
he
he
would
would
have
have
been
had
Phase
to
3.
Yeah.
My tie would be between Doctor Strange and honestly Infinity War for Phase 3.
Yeah, okay.
I liked Infinity War. I thought Infinity War was a really good movie. Upon retrospective, I said I liked Ant-Man and Wasp better than Infinity War, but I've rewatched them both, and Ant-Man and the Wasp does not really hold up on multiple viewings. Infinity War does, so.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I enjoyed Infinity War, even though it got kind of silly at times.
Yeah, but it's a comic book.
Yes.
That's gonna be silly.
Considering I've only seen 2 movies, that means that I have to say the worst of one was Captain Marvel.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah, it's whatever.
That's because you haven't seen the 4 movies, Captain America Civil War.
Yeah, that's because I.
And let's not forget the real reason. It's because he hates women.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
And Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron wasn't great.
Yeah.
I saw this thing online. They were talking about in Age of Ultron when they're trying to pick up the hammer. And I don't know if it's canon. They said it was canon, but I don't know if it is. The reason Captain America couldn't pick up Thor's hammer, he actually could, but he chose not to spare Thor's feelings. Is that not the stupidest thing you've ever heard?
I prefer he couldn't at the time because he
Yeah,
was
that's
trying to
what I
show
was
off.
thinking. Yeah.
It was not a heroic act. It was not him.
Well, if you look at the comics, when people wield Thor's hammer, they never wield it when they want to. They wield it when they have to. Oh, by the way, spoiler for Infinity War. Captain America wields... Or not Infinity War.
Endgame.
Endgame.
It's Infinity War. It's one movie.
By now, people
Yeah.
have seen this.
Well,
it's
we gave him the spoiler warning.
Yes, and you know, Marvel Universe retrospective. There better not be any spoilers.
Sorry. What
30
happened?
seconds into the video, he warned me about spoilers. We better not spoil Endgame.
Man,
Even
I
though-
still can't believe Harry Potter showed up.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, when Jim Lee's Wildcats showed up to help fight Thanos.
Yeah, you know, the time heist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the fight with Thanos was awesome and it was a lot of fun, but man, that time heist.
Took up half the movie, and my goodness, there were some moments I really liked from it, but not many.
America's ass.
It was
No.
America's ass.
Yes.
Which paid off wonderfully in the scene I really liked was Captain America versus Captain America.
Yes.
Where Captain America knocked out Captain America, then complimented Captain America's
Yes.
American ass.
Yeah.
And, I will say about Endgame, I was really excited to see Rescue show up.
Yes.
Brief as she was.
I mean, they never officially called her
Yeah, she
rescue,
was rescue.
so they could get away with loading weapons on her,
She was
Yeah.
Rescue.
but yeah.
Also, who here cried when Tony Stark died?
I love you 3000.
I cried with joy because the greatest villain of the Marvel Cinematic Universe finally died. Let's
I
not...
cried not because of the lack of missing of Tony. I empathized with the family that will miss him.
I guess. I thought the little 5-year-old was a little too precocious for her own good.
You don't care about Pepper's feelings?
No, because now that Tony's out of the way, she can be rescued and just be badass all the time.
I guess she can play
All
the
right.
field now.
Yeah.
No, kid needs a daddy.
Maybe get with somebody who's not an alcoholic lunatic who dropped a city on the planet. Oh, did we forget that?
Hey, Rhodey.
Did we forget that the whole Ultron thing was entirely Tony's fault and no one else's? Now we did. You might have, but I didn't.
That
You guys
reminded-
who praise Civil War, I remember that was Tony, not the Avengers.
I know we're deviating from the topic a little
No, we're
bit.
not. We're talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay, but this reminded me. Robert Downey Jr. Did put down a tweet recently where he said now that he is retired from the role of Iron Man, he is going to look into using technology to create this new project that will help the world and all this stuff. And YouTuber and other Twitter person, Martin Bellany, Little Karibo,
Oh yeah.
replied to Robert Downey Jr.'s tweet, "Please don't build Ultron."
Yeah.
To which Chris Evans actually replied to Little Karibo, said, "Legend."
Yeah.
Alright, so, best villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Best? I'm not really sure. I can't with good conscience say Loki. I loved Loki. He kept showing up, but I can't say Loki. Especially since later he kind of stopped being a villain. Well,
I guess he's got a TV show coming out.
because due to an event during the time heist,
Yeah,
I
where
guess
he's out.
that Loki's alive again or whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess Thanos was wrong about no reincarnations this time.
Yeah.
I can't really say best villain. The 3 movies I saw had one-note villains.
But
Maybe it is Loki, and that's just slightly sad.
Not necessarily one note, but one shot.
Yeah.
A lot of them were one-shot villains.
I'm okay with one-shot villains. What do you say,
I
Dale?
like
Oh, sorry.
Thanos.
Well, he's the logical choice, but I'm pretty sure that if we're going to see more Doctor Strange, we will see more Dormammu.
Dormammu. So I'm gonna toss up here. It's between Obadiah Stane, and it is because I think Obadiah Stane had the best motivation of any here. No villain, I think's motivation makes more sense than Stane's. Everybody else's villainy had these huge logical faults. Stane's was, I want money and I don't care who gets hurt. That was it. That was his entire motivation.
They had some logical flaws even in Whiplash's.
Yeah. And then
That's because after Stain, they wanted to make the villain sympathetic.
that's probably
Yeah,
true.
kind of.
And the other one I would go would probably be Killmonger, just because I don't agree with Killmonger. And it's kind of weird. These people are like, well, Killmonger had some good ideas. No,
If you think he had good ideas, you're a psychopath.
yeah, he was genocidal,
You can understand him.
and that's the trick.
You can understand him,
him.
but you're not supposed to agree with him. He's the villain.
And Michael B. Jordan's just a charismatic guy.
Yeah.
And also, when he took his shirt off, he made a real-life girl snapper retainer, so...
And then paid for it.
Yeah, and then paid for it. So.
Because he's a good enough guy. It's like he feels
But,
bad
yeah,
about it.
he's an actor. He's not actually Killmonger. He's not actually a genocidal lunatic.
He's not actually Black Hitler.
Yeah.
That's literally what he... That's...
Killmonger's Black Hitler.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but he is.
Yeah. Yeah, look at the stuff he said that he wanted to do. I mean, come on.
Very similar quotes.
Yeah.
You could dress up quotes from Killmonger and Hitler, mix them up, add some regional things. You might not be able to tell a few of those quotes apart.
But it's understandable from the position he was in
Yes.
why he would have so much hatred and anger in his heart. And that's kind of where it is Thanos is kind of similar in that method, except for the scale Thanos is working on is so large, it's hard to ground it. You can understand some guy who grew up poor, saw his people oppressed in a city, and grew up with that kind of hatred and anger toward another group of people.
You know,
that happens all the time.
Claw was pretty similar to Stain.
You're right, Claw was the problem with Claw was he just didn't really do anything.
Because they wrote him to not be
in the two movies, he just really wasn't a presence. That's kind of where Claw falls off.
Right. I know one of the worst villains was Malekith.
Yeah.
There you
I was
go.
just about to ask, who's the worst villain? Malekith.
Yeah, no contest there.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's also the guy who had the name of a great villain but was abusing it.
Oh, you mean the actor?
Yes.
The actor formerly known as
The Mandarin, that's
Yes.
the guy.
Although I guess on a Marvel one-shot, the guy who was the Mandarin showed up in prison just to assassinate him. For ruining his name. Which we will never see the Mandarin because Tony Stark's dead.
Well, they could bring him in for someone different.
That's true. It would just seem weird for him to be in another hero's role. The other one I was going to mention was, and I did like Captain Marvel enough, Jude Law's character. Whatever his name was.
Oh, yeah, the one Creed guy.
He was kind of weak.
He was.
There was a scene that was removed from Captain Marvel, apparently.
Uh-huh.
And apparently, I don't know if it's on the DVD or not.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But
the guess isn't released yet, so...
Well, I know. I just know I saw things about this, where they showed Jude Law's character going into the Supreme Intelligence, and it's Jude Law.
Nice.
Because the Supreme Intelligence is the one you
Respect the most.
Respect the most, and you respect himself.
Yes. What's sad is the best villain of Captain Marvel stopped being a villain in the third act.
Yeah.
It revealed that he
Strong.
never really was a villain. Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name, but yeah, the head scroll dude who friggin' stole the show.
Blah blah blah.
What?
I said, Mr. Blah blah blah.
Sure. But yeah, he stole the show because he was just a sarcastic.
What's funny about Captain Marvel is, I saw some people talk about it, and I think I agree. For a movie that's toting this female hero, it really was Nick Fury's story.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was almost more Nick Fury's movie than it was Carol Danvers.
Well, that was half because Nick Fury stole every scene he was in.
That's true.
Samuel L. Jackson just stole it, even with the young face.
Yeah, and I like Brie Larson as an actress. She's just no Samuel L. Jackson.
No. That was one of the big complaints, was she didn't have that presence.
I'm amazed people didn't acknowledge Samuel L. Jackson's performance as much as they did. What we're looking at here is a miracle. A goddamn miracle. And I'm trying to integrate that Pulp Fiction line. I don't even remember it entirely, so.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen. I'm not a Quentin Tarantino fan.
Anyway.
Fight me. Quentin Tarantino's overrated.
There's a lot of things that are overrated.
Yeah, but Quentin Tarantino. Hey, alright, you ready? Ready? Quentin Tarantino and Joss Whedon, both overrated. It'll piss everybody off.
I completely agree with the Joss Whedon thing. Pretty much the only movies I've saw. I've probably seen several Quentin Tarantino movies. I don't know enough about them to know that they are. But the one that I really know is Kill Bill, which I like.
I think Kill Bill's his best movie.
Kill Bill and 1 and 2.
Yeah. I think 1's better than 2.
Yeah.
But you had to finish the story.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the big issue with 2, if you ask me.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction I think's not very good. I don't think Pulp Fiction's very good. I
Didn't see
think
it.
Death Proof was a pile of garbage. Death Proof is boring.
Again, not seen it.
It's become a cult movie. I still stand by Foxy Brown, I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very good. History is vindicating it. I don't think it's very good. Hateful Eight was okay. Inglourious Bastards was okay. Eli Roth's acting made Inglourious Bastards. Anyway, back on topic. So does anyone have any... I'm trying to think. Like... things you wish they would have done different in the MCU?
Kept Ultron alive.
Ultron's alive. Somewhere out
He
there is
always-
a hard drive with Ultron.
Yeah,
on
he
it.
always has a backup plan to make sure he survives.
You know you can't delete his Facebook profile.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Even if they never use him in any of the movies till they reboot the MCU, Ultron is alive somewhere.
That was overly dramatic.
Don't get pop on my own carpet.
It's
That's all.
empty. Yeah, I
just
wouldn't
messing.
do that unless it was...
I'm just messing with you. What about you, Jeremy? The 3 movies you saw, do you wish they did anything different?
There's a lot of things I wish they did different in Captain Marvel. A lot of things that I've thought about that would have made for much better scenes.
I would like the Skrull to still be... or become evil again.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 30 years in their culture. Who knows what power dynamic has changed.
And I think, honestly, even though it was reversed, I honestly think the snap would have a lot of impact across the universe.
Well, here's something that's crazy. So, 5 years passed, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the people who survived the snap, Peter Parker's classmates, half of Peter Parker's classmates survived. They're now 5 years ahead of Peter Parker.
Yeah, they'd be older.
But do you not realize what this does to, like, any kind of social organization, like schools and workplaces and...
Governments and all these
Sure,
things.
all these people are back, but the world is still in chaos. The world is probably in more chaos now than it was before Hulk brought everybody back.
Just when they were starting to reestablish the hole that was left, now these people are back.
Okay, so 5 years have passed. President's elected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does he let's say the president vanished in the snap. Does he still have a claim for the presidency? He didn't finish his 4-year term.
And was the vice president gone as well in the snap? Because the vice president could have wound up stepping
Well,
in.
somebody had to have taken into the position of power.
Yeah.
Actually, here's what I would think. If the president got snapped, it'd be just like if the president fell into a coma.
Right, the next one in
Do we
line.
have a president? Do we have a precedence for that?
I know we have an assassination precedent, which that would be.
Well, yeah, but he didn't. He died, but he's not dead anymore.
Well,
I would assume that the precedence is the president cannot act, he is deposed.
Maybe.
Because that's the general rule, is if the president cannot act,
All I'm
the
saying
vice
is,
president takes over.
I feel like if the president was gone, the Republican president goes, Democrat president's in power now, Republican president comes back, I feel like we have a civil war in our hands.
We
a
would
real
have
honest to God civil war.
There
in
would
our
be
hands
an
in this
argument
country.
at very least. Yeah.
I personally just think that the checks and balances system would kick in, vice president would take over, vice president's gone. There's just so many layers of protection that I do know that there's a chain that it would stop at, no matter how many people win.
Well, yeah, all I'm saying is that when these people come back, I feel like there would be a lot of arguments about reestablishing of power.
I think there would be a lot of arguments, but I think the president is easy enough. The president, sure, he was gone for that time. That just means he hasn't taken up as many of his 10 years he can have.
Maybe.
So he can go for re-election.
Okay, and then what happens when you have these CEOs that vanished? And
That's another issue.
And now the CEO's back, and because you have a new head of the board
and all that.
So now, of course, you've got every major not every, but half of the major corporations now have a power struggle with each other.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is that people coming, it's like, oh look, everything's back to normal.
Not really.
No. If we went back to undo the snap when the snap happened, yes. But we've had literally half of the population has moved forward 5 years and the other half haven't.
Right.
But I will put money on the table that Spider-Man Far From Home doesn't even care.
Yeah.
It's just going to go on and just be another shitty, boring superhero movie.
Oh yeah, because we reversed the snap, but the time stone's involved, so everything's okay, right? Yeah? Huh?
That's what I thought. I got the impression that thanks to the time stone, they just kind of reset it back.
It's like it never happened.
But it's not like it never happened.
Right after the snap. Right after the snap.
Well, but we know that the whatever's still alive wasn't like that because we saw the interactions between Ant-Man and Hulk, and
no, that's true. So.
these people just came back. Literally half the world has moved on 5 years and the other half hasn't. This world is in chaos for at least a year to get everything reset. Major corporations, even not America, okay? North Korea. It's gone. The dictator's gone. New dictator's in charge. Old dictator comes back. Half the population loyal to this dictator comes back. Half the population loyal to this dictator. I mean, any totalitarian nation is in civil war now.
And
any of them that vanished from the snap.
And from the struggle, there arises doom.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a great way to do it. That would be the way to do it if Kevin Feige gave a shit about this stuff.
Yeah. But no, you're gonna act like nothing happened.
I'm gonna act like nothing happened.
Apart from side mentioning, that whole arc's over. Forget it.
Yep, basically. I mean, look at what happened with the Secret Avengers. That just went away as soon as Thanos showed up. Because at the end of Civil War, they were very clearly setting up Secret Avengers. And then, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah.
But I will say, I am kind of glad that now I don't have to follow the MCU anymore. I no longer feel that gun held to my head.
And nothing is interesting me right now to do so, so I'm kind of walking away.
I might probably... I literally am unable to care less about the Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
There is nothing in this world that I could care less about than the Black Widow movie.
I thought they canceled it.
They might have. I would hope, because I don't know. People wanted a Black Widow movie because there was only one female in the MCU. But now we've got Valkyrie, we've got Scarlet Witch, we've got Rescue, we've got Captain Marvel, we've got
a whole girl power scene full of them now.
Yeah.
That was forced.
It was.
I don't have a problem with it. You know how you really show the females kicking ass? You just show the females kicking ass.
Yeah.
I don't need
amongst the crowd.
I don't need man that's awkwardly standing in the background being like, I am just not helpful in this fight.
I was like, that group walk was unnecessary.
That was unnecessary. Because I was feeling the girl power when Rescue showed up and toasted a bunch of the boring ass Chitauri.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you get it, Rescue, girl power. And then Captain Marvel's like, I got all the female superheroes with me. And I was like, well, all my energy I had for Rescue went
Get
away.
behind me, girls. I'm going to show you why you're completely unnecessary.
Because I'm Superman in this universe.
Yes.
Yep.
Although, to be fair, Black Panther and Doctor Strange both can give her a run for her money, power-wise.
Yes.
Let's be honest, this new Avengers team is just stronger than the old Avengers team. Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, oh... Darn it, I lost them.
Wasn't Luke Cage and Jessica Jones both in the new Avengers for a while?
Well, they weren't in Endgame, though.
Oh.
I guess Ant-Man lost.
Spidey.
I asked Spidey.
I just know. I just hope Thor remains fat.
I do too. And honestly, I hope Thor remains with the Guardians.
Or gradually gets thinner but keeps most of the look. And then like the fat Thor look.
I like
especially with all the beard and everything. That looked great.
So, is Rock Dude gonna stay on Earth and just be part of Earth's culture now?
Well, you know, someone has to get good at Fortnite and defeat Noob Master 69. You honestly think it is Deadpool?
I don't know if it's fun.
When they canonically, when like Thor made him cry.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think that's Deadpool. But if it was, that'd be awesome.
That would be
I'd
awesome.
love to hear that Thor made Deadpool cry.
Deadpool's unpredictable. It's hard to say what'll make him cry.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jeremy, tell me your idea of what the cameo should be now, since this was your idea. I'm not gonna take credit for it.
Well, since there's no more Stan Lee cameos, and we have a character who canonically does break the fourth wall, I thought maybe we could have Deadpool cameos.
We're just gonna inject Deadpool into every movie now?
Or at the very least, Ryan Reynolds cameos.
I could see Ryan Reynolds cameos.
Well, someone has to be the one above all now.
Yep.
Yes.
So I'm basically done. Any other thoughts? It was a wild ride. It was a great 10 years. I'm kind of glad it's over.
Yeah, we can move on with our lives. And cling to DC.
Doctor Strange 2.
Because, oh my god, DC has improved dramatically.
It has. But
Yes. I was going to say, Doctor Strange 2 I'm interested in. Depending on who the villain of Black Panther 2 is. I'd be interested in Black Panther 2. And Shang-Chi, is that his name?
Yeah.
The
Master of Kung Fu.
I'm curious about that. But I'm going to be watching them from a standalone thing, not in trying to get back invested into a universe.
Yep. See, the great thing is Wikipedia exists, so anything that we don't understand, you pull up a Wikipedia article.
We've got to watch the movie for the stingers. No, I don't. I can just wait a week after the movie comes out and that stinger's...
On YouTube?
On YouTube. Heck, one day.
Yeah.
That stinger's on YouTube.
But as you were saying, yes, DC's dramatically improved, and I really hope they don't do what I heard they're going to do and reset the universe with Flash.
Yeah, they're actually
Well,
doing a good thing. They don't need to...
Isn't it
Don't need to
crazy
reset it.
that in the stinger for Shazam, they made a 3-inch worm scarier than all the Joker scenes in Suicide
I am
Squad?
looking so forward to Mr. Mind.
Yeah.
What in God's name are you? Oh,
God didn't name the universe.
I named the gods.
Yeah.
Which, with the new... With how they handle Mr. Mind in the new universe, that makes a lot more sense.
I agree.
Because, you know, he's a mystical being now.
Mhm.
He used to be an alien worm from Venus, now he's a mystical being.
Yeah.
Which works. Ancient mystical being, sure.
Sure, why
I
not?
really do kind of wish I'd seen Shazam.
It's fun.
It is a lot of fun.
We'll catch it at one point.
Yes. When I get it on DVD, I will
But-
borrow a copy.
We're getting sidetracked when we were trying to sign out.
Yep.
So,
Bye.
that was the Marvel
so,
Universe.
Yes. Our theme song, because I forgot this last couple episodes, Brandy Robinson's What Can I Say? You can find the album on Bandcamp. The album's called Beautiful Graffiti. And I would like to sign off by saying if any of you have a topic you'd like to see us discuss, as long as it's not politically driven, leave it in the comment section. I'm not going to talk about Me Too and Black Lives Matter. Any of that. That's not our thing.
No.
Nothing political, but you know from our pornographic superhero topics that we did before, anything else is pretty much open.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
We're 4 white guys. We are not really that qualified to talk about Black Lives Matter or Me Too or anything like that.
And we'd get in trouble if we did, even if we were qualified. So, you know, we can't.
No matter which
talk.
side of the argument we were
Yeah,
on,
we-
half our
because-
viewers would hate us for it.
Even mentioning it now, we're probably in trouble.
Probably. But yes, I'm not going to do any topics that are entirely... I might talk politics, but I'm not doing political topics. I'm not going to talk about these things because people much smarter than me are already talking about it. And I'm not talking about Twitter.
Twitter is not where you go for smart people.
Nope. I'm talking about BuzzFeed. Just kidding.
There you
It
go.
sucks too.
Yes, it does. Oh, well, that would get us in trouble.
Fuck it. What are they gonna do? Sue us?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Well,
So
see,
what?
they'll come around-
Seriously, BuzzFeed has been doing that.
So what? We could probably outlast BuzzFeed at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, yeah. Zing. We gotta get out of here before we get more political, Jeremy.
Good night, everybody.
Bye bye.
So long.